In front of me, I have a big bag of all chumps flour. I'm gonna put it to the test and see, can you make some good New York style pizza with the flour? Stick around and find out. What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. As you can tell from the title, I'm going to be making some New York pizza with some all chums flour. It's a pretty popular flour that's used for New York style pizzas. And well, I got my hands on this bag and I'm going to put it to the test to see, is it really true? Can you make some good New York style pizza with this flour? So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the recipe. Like this video, it's going to be a two-part recipe. The first part will be the dough and the second part will be the actual pizza. So make sure you're watching both videos, liking, comment, subscribing if you have not done so. So the recipe is going to be pretty simple. It's going to be 4 pizzas at 62% hydration. This is a high gluten pizza flour, so I think it's roughly around 14% percentage of protein. So it's a pretty high protein flour, so it's good for long fermentations, crispier doughs, stuff like that. So this is what this is used for. And again, like I said, it's used in a lot of New York pizzerias. So again, I want to give it a try and make sure and see, if that's true or not. We're doing about 300 grams. That should give us roughly around 14-inch pizzas or so, maybe 16 if you really want to push it, make it thin. But it's going to be 730 grams of the flour, 452 grams of water, and I'm going to be using some cold water. 14.60 grams of salt, 2.19 grams of instant dry yeast. It's going to be about a 32-ish fermentation, so 24 hours will be in the refrigerator, cold fermentation, and the rest of the time will be at room temp. I'm looking around 74 degrees Fahrenheit as far as my room temp. Be cooking in the Gozney Arc XL. We're going to be doing around 730 grams of flour, so we're going to go ahead and get that into our scale here. And I'll put the full recipe down below as well. So 734, a little too much, we're going to take that out. And this recipe is all done by baker's percentage. So it makes it pretty simple to scale up or scale down. $730 grams, we're going to put that to the side. So we're doing our water now. And so you do want some cold water. You don't want anything warm. Anything warm is going to be a pretty fast fermentation. But we want this to be a low and slow fermentation. So we're looking at about 41. There's really not a magic number, but anything that is, close to around that range is good. You could also write it down, keep a log of it. But we're going to be doing 452 grams of water. And so again, this is just ice water that's been sitting out maybe for about 10-15 minutes or so. And we're gonna go ahead and get that in, 452. Alright, 452 grams, perfect, right on the dot. We're going to be going ahead now and be getting our salt measured out. I like to use a small scale just to be pretty precise. And so we're doing 14.60 grams of salt. We're going to go right in here. Alright, and too much there. Alright, 14.60, get that to the side, and we're going to get our yeast. Alright, so now we're going to be getting our yeast, and this is where you want to be precise and consistent with. So we're looking at about 2.19, and let's go ahead and get that in here. And we'll take a little bit out. $2.19. All right, put that to the side and let's start mixing. Okay, now at this point, we'll go ahead and we'll get our yeast added into the flour. We'll get that mixed around, get that incorporated. Once we have our yeast in there, then we're gonna add about 80% of our water into our flour. And we'll mix that around. If you don't have one of these wire mists, then of course you could use a fork or your hand right away. If you're using a mixer, that is also fine as well. You would basically follow the same steps. If you made it this far, like this video, comment, subscribe. I got some new videos coming out, some new series, some new things. So I hope you guys are excited for that as I am as well. Now at this point, you could go ahead and start kneading with your hands and start getting it to a point where it's smooth. So I'm gonna do that for a couple minutes. Give me about 5 minutes and we'll come back. Okay, so we've been kneading this now for 5 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead now and add in the rest of the water. And we'll add in our salt. And same thing, we'll go ahead and knead this in. This part will take a little bit longer just to get the water fully incorporated. But again, don't need to add any extra flour. Just continue to do this. It will get in there eventually. This is going to be a stiffer dough being that it is at 62% hydration. So I'll be back with you here shortly. Okay, so the water is now pretty much in the dough. As you can see, it's still just a little sticky, but not so much. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get this covered. Let's sit at room temp for about 15 minutes and you'll see how this will change. Then we'll come back and do some more kneading. We'll be back. So after about 15 minutes of resting, you can see that the dough is not as sticky anymore. And if we knead it, we're gonna see it's gonna change a lot, which is good. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna knead this for another couple minutes, then we'll let it rest for another 15 minutes covered, and this is just helping build that gluten. So we'll do this maybe a couple more times depending on how much stronger I want it to get, but I'll go ahead and do this and then we'll be back shortly. Okay, so we've been kneading now for a couple of minutes. As you can tell, it's definitely a lot stronger. You can even see not as wet anymore, still a little stiff, but again, it's a low hydration dough. So I'm gonna get this covered, let it rest for another 15 minutes, and then we'll be back. Okay, so the first resting period has now been completed. The dough is looking a lot smoother. So far, it's feeling pretty good. Pretty excited with it. What I'm gonna do at this point again is I'm gonna go ahead and knead it for maybe another couple of minutes. Then we'll let sit at room temp for another 15 minutes, and I think that should be the last time. Then we'll get into the fridge. So let's go ahead and start kneading that. And you should see that it's now looking a lot smoother. And I'm just kneading it, pulling it, kneading it, pulling it. I can feel some air in there, so I know it's working. All right, so now at this point, I'm gonna get it covered for another 15 more minutes. It's feeling pretty good, but I wanted to get it a little bit stronger, so I'm gonna let it rest 15 more minutes. We'll come back, we'll make it into one strong dough ball, and we'll put it in the fridge for 24 hours. We'll be back shortly. All right, 15-minute timer just went off. The dough's looking really good. I could smell it. It smells pretty amazing. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna place this in this oiled container. We're gonna put it in the fridge for about 24 hours, and we'll come back the next day. Welcome back. It's now 24 hours later, and as you can see, the dough ball has doubled in size. It's looking pretty good. So now at this point, what we're gonna do is we're gonna portion this now to about 300 grams each. That will give us a good 14-inch to 16-inch pizza, depending on how thin you want to stretch it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this taken out of here and get that flop there. You could definitely hear that there's a lot of air in there, so that's good. And so we're gonna get this divided, like I said, 300-gram dough balls. So I'm gonna go ahead and split this. It smells really good. Yeah, it smells good. Almost a little sweetness to it. Tear out our scale. 333. So just take off a little bit here. Just a little more. 297. So. And this should give you around three to four dough balls of that range of 300. Of course, if you want to go bigger, that is up to you. but here's 300. So I'm gonna put that to the side and we'll do a couple more. I'm gonna show you guys how I do my dough balls. Again, we want to keep this the top. So what you can do, and depends on what you want to do, it's up to you, but you're pulling it in and you're just working your way around. You get some of these dough bubbles, but you're just working around. And once you have something like that, then you want to go ahead now and just pull it together. And when you're twisting and pulling it, it is pulling it tight, so that's what you want. All right. And you can also put it on your table as well. And do that. Okay. And once you have a dough ball, then you could go ahead, put it in a container, dough tray, whatever you have, and you'll do that until there's no more dough. So once we get this all divided, like I said, 300-gram dough balls, we're gonna leave it at room temp anywhere between 6 to 8 hours. Once you see that it's doubled in size, then it's ready to go. So now at this point, we'll come back. If you've made it this far, like, comment, and subscribe. This will be part 1. Part 2 will be when the dough ball is doubled in size and making it with a pizza. So if you guys like what I'm doing, like, comment, subscribe, check out my Instagram at the Pizza Guy John, and we'll talk soon.